Hi everyone, welcome to my video. In this video today, we're going to be doing a restorative yoga flow that will help you if you've got period pain, or you could even just do this if you are feeling a little bit sensitive and a little bit tired from having your period. So I've designed this flow so that you can either do this on the floor or you can do it on your bed if you feel the need to stay in bed. And also I'd like to invite you to grab some things around the house that will help you feel a little bit more comfortable in this practice. So one of the things that I highly recommend is grabbing a wheat bag if you have one. Otherwise you could use a hot water bottle, or you don't have to use anything at all. So this is just going to really help you warm up your belly to help ease the period pain. And then also grabbing as many pillows as you can around the house. Maybe you'd even like to lay a blanket, nice soft blanket on top of the floor or whatever surface you're using. And some blankets as well. So if you have any blankets, you want to use them like you would as a bolster by just rolling it up so that it's nice and dense, and then you can use that instead of pillows. But other than that, if you don't have any of those, you don't happen to have any of those, it's completely fine. Just grab whatever you can. And when you're ready, we'll start on the floor. So to start off with, you're just going to use one pillow for your head, and then the other pillow is going to be between your knees. So if you need to heat up your wheat bag, go ahead and pause the video and then go and heat it up. Other than that, we will start in our fetal position. So you're going to lie down just over onto one side, and then placing the pillow between your knees, and then making sure that your legs are in an L-shaped position. And then with the wheat bag or hot water bottle, you're going to place it onto your belly. And we're going to lay here for 3 minutes. So just feel free to wriggle around if you need to get a little bit more comfortable. And then just closing the eyes down. And then just settling into the stillness of this position. So throughout your practice, can you just allow yourself to stay connected with the breath? So just noticing the pace of the breathing. Maybe you could even hear the sound of your breath. And just use that to help you feel more relaxed. So now slowly, just getting yourself ready to transition. So starting off by removing the heat bag or hot water bottle from your belly, and then slowly just start to remove the pillow. Now throughout the practice, you also want to try and just transition and take your time. So now just sort of lean towards the floor and start to push yourself up. And we'll now go ahead on the other side. So you can just roll over onto your other side. But for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to turn around. So now placing the pillow between your knees, and then placing your heat bag onto your belly, and then just closing the eyes down. And once again, getting connected with your breath. Alright, so now slowly start to get yourself ready to bring yourself back up. So just removing the heat bag out of the way, removing the pillow from between your knees, and just start to lean in towards the floor and just start to push yourself up. Alright, so now I'll just remove everything out of the way. And then for the next pose, we're going to be going into child's pose. So for this one, you're just going to come up onto your knees. And then we're going to do the wide-legged version. So bring the knees out as wide as they can comfortably go. And then big toes together to touch. Now, if you have a bolster, you can use the bolster. I'm going to be showing you how I use pillows to do that. So you're just going to stack whichever pillows you may have. They don't necessarily have to be long type of pillows. You can use the more shorter ones. And I like to try and stack as many as I can so that I can be slightly up on an angle. You can also use a rolled up blanket or rolled up towel to do this. And from here we're going to lay onto our bellies and have one side of your cheek facing down onto the pillow, and we're going to stay here for about 3 minutes. Begin to raise yourself back up. And slowly taking your time. Okay. So removing the pillows out of the way. And now for this next pose, we're going to be doing supine twist. So just bringing yourself onto your back. And then from here, you're going to start to shuffle your hips over onto your right. And then you're going to extend your left leg long. And then just bring the right knee up towards your chest. Just being very mindful and gentle of your belly. Now, if you want, you can stack the pillows over onto the other side, like so. And then just allow the knee to fall towards the left. And then just allow the knee to rest onto the pillows. And then just extending your right arm out long. And then you can allow the back of your head just to rest onto the floor, onto the bed. If you want, you can place a pillow underneath the head if that feels more comfortable for you. Then you can place your left hand onto the outside of the knee. And then just settling into this twist. Okay, so now slowly start to bring yourself out of the twist, just slowly rolling onto your back. And then from here, you can bring the pillows over onto the other side, getting them ready to rest your left knee on. So now just shuffling your hips over to the left. Extend the right leg long. And then just getting your pillows in position. You're going to bring the left knee up and then slowly allow the knee to fall onto the pillows. So resting your right hand down onto the knee, then extending your right arm out long. right, so now very slowly rolling onto your back, and then shuffling your hips back into the center of your mat. Now, if you like, if you have a bolster, you're welcome to place the bolster lying down, and then you can lay back onto the bolster. If you're on the bed, this is fantastic to do in bed. What we're going to do here is come into Reclined Butterfly. So you're going to bring the soles of the feet together, and then just allowing the outside edges of the feet to rest down onto the mat. And then just allowing the knees to fall out to the sides and allow them to rest down onto pillows. Now, depending on how flexible you are, if you're quite flexible, you may not need much pillows. For myself, I am not super flexible in this position, so what I like to do is stack the pillows, and I'll just do that now. So I'll just grab a few more pillows just to make it nice and high, and then just resetting myself like so. And then from here, you're welcome to either place one hand on your belly, the other hand on your heart, or if you want to give that suggestion of receiving, then just placing the backs of the hands onto the mat or on the floor, palms facing up, and then just closing the eyes down here. So now we're going to slowly bring ourselves out of this position. So what you can do is you can move the pillows out of the way, and then just placing your hands on the outsides of the knees or the thighs and just pushing the knees in together. And then I like to do a little reset by just bringing the feet out, and I'll just move the pillows out of the way. Just bringing the feet out as wide as the mat, and then bringing the knees in together and just allowing them to sit there so you can reset the pelvis. And then you can just have your arms laying by your sides. So now slowly bringing your knees apart, and now getting yourself ready to come back up. So what you want to do is just start to lean over onto one side, lean in towards the floor, and then push yourself up. And we're just going to close off this practice by just sitting in easy seat. You can use your pillow to sit on. Maybe it might feel a little more comfortable sitting on your knees. So just do whatever feels most comfortable for you. And then from here, you're just going to place one hand onto your heart, the other hand on your belly, and closing the eyes down. So we do this in honor for ourselves, and honoring ourselves for allowing this phase to pass through, and to remind ourselves that this phase is here to help us practice to slow down and turn inwards. And menstruation is not only physically letting something go, but it's also a sacred time to gift ourselves time to rest and to allow ourselves to not feel so pressured to be doing. And now from here, start to bring your hands together in front of your heart space and just slightly nodding your head down. May we go through this phase with ease and to practice self-compassion. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. And bringing your thumbs up towards your third eye center. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, then please comment on this video, like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you so much.